Is this the best Google TV unit you can buy? Let's find out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the latest from Walmart. It's the ONN Google TV 4K Plus streaming device. Now, Walmart has its own in-house brand called ONN, and they've been producing some really good consumer electronics. Their little streaming sticks and devices are really industry standards, and they just do a really good job at an extraordinarily budget price. This is their latest, and for under $30, this gives you full 4K Ultra HD and a whole lot more. Let's open the box, let's check it out, and then I'll plug it into that TV behind me and we'll have a look at what it can do. Now, the box, pretty easy to open, and what I'm expecting to find in here is the unit and a remote and a battery for the remote and, let's see, a user guide and an HDMI cable. So, first off, we have a quick start guide. That's very handy, but we're not going to use it. And then we have a wall plug, so it's a USB-C for power, and then it's a wall plug, which means that it might be the case that you can power this from the USB port on your television. A lot of TVs have USB ports that have power, so that would be worth trying. Now, this is the actual unit, but before we get there, there's double-sided adhesive. Before we get there, I just want to see what else is in the box. And sure enough, there's an HDMI to HDMI cable. Here are two AAA batteries that we will need for this slick remote control. And it's a voice remote. And remember, all of this is under $30. So this is less than a burger and an alcoholic beverage at your favorite cantina. So very nice, and it's a nice package design. I like that they've gone from, they had this sort of glaring yellow for their packaging, and now as you can see, it has become maybe a little bit more typical Walmart colors, but I like it actually. Let's see, I'll do this, put this aside, and so let's start by putting the batteries in the remote, and that is as easy as putting batteries in any other remote. So we got that, and that's done and ready to use. And then we'll get that HDMI cable ready to use. And the power, still not convinced we'll need it, but obviously the device needs some sort of power, so we'll have it available. And then let's get to the actual Google TV 4K Plus unit itself. And this is very nice packaging, reminiscent of really so many consumer electronics companies now, because I think a lot of them end up using the same factories. So we'll take all the protective paper off, and this is it. This is your streaming device, and just to put it in context, a 4K Ultra HD streaming device is the same as like an Apple TV, it's the same as the high-end Roku, and it's just that big. So you could literally just slip this in your pocket and plug it into a TV at a hotel, or if you're renting out like a VRBO or an Airbnb, you can plug this into that TV and carry all your own entertainment. Now, it's powered by a quad-core Cortex A55 with a G310 V2 GPU. So what those chips are doesn't really matter. It's the idea that this is such a powerful little device. It includes Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. So Dolby Vision is for like more contrast on the images to make it look better, and Dolby Atmos is a sound system. And all of that powered by a device that literally has two plugs in the back, one for HDMI and one for that USB-C for power, and nothing else. I mean, there's nothing else here. This is so straightforward. And Wi-Fi 6, so it's not the very latest standard, but you probably have Wi-Fi 5 or Wi-Fi 6, so this is plenty enough for you. And it supports, well, let's see, on the remote, it has shortcut keys for YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus, and Paramount Plus. but it actually supports Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, Hulu, ESPN, Max, now HBO Max, Paramount. It has built-in Chromecast, as you would expect from a Google TV device, and it does include this voice remote. Now, disclaimer, it only works in the USA and Puerto Rico, so if you're somewhere else and you acquire one of these, you're kind of on your own. I'm not sure it'll work. It probably will, but it might not. Anyway, Walmart says USA and Puerto Rico only. So with this and this simple design, this is such a simple device. Let me pull the TV over and let's plug this thing in and let's go through the journey. So for this, I'm going to actually zoom right in on the TV screen because now at this point, there's not much else you need to see, right? So let's get to it. Here's the opening screen and we should be able to pick our country and let's see, quick setup with your phone. That sounds pretty handy. I'm going to go ahead and use my iPhone to scan that QR code. And then hopefully things will be set up nice and quick. So I'll be right back. What this is letting me do is it's letting me set up things like my Wi-Fi network and being logged in to my Google account. So super convenient. There we go. So now it knows what Wi-Fi network. And I'm going to sign into my Google account on my phone. And now it's transferring account information to the television, or I should say, it's transferring account information to the Google TV unit. And my phone tells me you are all set. And as usual, the first thing that happens is there's a system update. This is just a really common occurrence. We're definitely on the way now, and it looks like it's got the new update and it's installed it, and we're just restarting the Google TV unit. And we're at the terms of service, and I'm going to accept everything without reading it, and I'm going to accept all of this without reading it, because that's honestly what we consumers actually do. So let's see, when I do a search, it's going to want to search across all of my TV apps. That sounds like a terrific feature. Let's allow that. Voice match, don't think I need that. It will basically differentiate between voices, and I don't need that for the voice remote, but I will get personal results and select a home. That's my house. And where is it? Well, I'm in my kitchen, so we'll put it in the kitchen. And I'm going through this quickly because that's kind of how it works. So I will grab YouTube and Disney and Hulu and Prime Video and Peacock and Apple TV, and let's see what else is here. There's a lot of choices here. And let's see, I do also have Spotify, so I'll do all those, and those should be now installed. And let's see, remote is also set up, which is great. So it automatically paired with the remote. I didn't have to do anything for that to occur. And now it's all setting up. Estimated time remaining. Hello, estimated time remaining. It has no estimate. So I'm just going to jump ahead. Well, finally, all those updates are done and all the software is installed. And now I'm back to one last bit of configuration. Let's see. I don't want any of this. So I'm just going to go to Google TV. And I don't know what that loading error was, but it looks like we're good now. So let's have a look. So live, but there's actually a button. So I'm going to just push free TV on the remote. Updates to free play experience. Okay, so I do have good internet, so it should be doing well. And I'm going to mute. There's a mute button, but you could hear there was audio. And now let's see if I go back. Okay, so now we're at guide, and I can go down here and I can say, oh, well, let's see what movies are on. Mission Impossible, wait a minute. Apocalypto, Enemy of the State, Black Panther. I mean, all of this is free. Now, it is, of course, all ad supported, all of these streaming channels. But let's try The Adventures of Tintin. Oh, that one I'm going to need Pluto TV. So this is a little frustrating that it doesn't indicate whether you have the app installed. But so if these are Pluto, then Zumo. Let's just try this one. And that's another app I need to install. Ironically, I need to install Roku. So let's just back up here. And I'm on the top, so we can go to apps. And you can see the top are what I would guess are promoted apps that it hopes I will install. But the bottom are apps I do have installed. So let's try Netflix. And oops, I have it muted, so that's probably, we missed the great little ta-dum. But update your remote. So hopefully you can hear that. So we have Netflix. I'm going to push the home button on the remote. And Prime Video, Disney, Free Play, which we just did, Hulu, Tubi. Let's go to YouTube. Really wants me to update the software on the remote, which I appreciate. So this is YouTube. Again, let's go back home. And I'm going to push home a second time. So now I'm truly at my home here. And it's actually given me choices based on the apps that I've installed. Now, I haven't actually logged into any of these streaming services, so I can't just pick up with where I was, but let's just go to the App Store, which one presumes is here. Okay, so here's apps. I guess I could have gotten it that way too. And apps by category, apps from my other devices, recommended. Stream the movies you love. If I had HBO Max, then I would actually get that. Here's Pluto TV, for example. And since I'm already logged into my Google account, it should be pretty easy. However, not necessarily fast, but okay, well, that's 100% downloaded. So maybe I'm wrong and it is pretty fast. Let's just go through the process. And Tubi TV and Pluto TV, I'm fans of both. They have surprisingly large libraries of movies and television programs. And yes, it is ad supported, but it's still better than the old days when you actually just watched ads over the air. And I mean TV over the air, although it was kind of hard to tell. So we can just unlock free TV and then home a second time. And let's see, library. Your watch list is empty. So cool. I can do searches. I can search by category. I can also go into settings, and settings gives me the ability to do things like pick a screensaver. So this is very Roku-like. Press to change screensaver. So I can just pick one that I like. That one's good. All right, we'll go back. And now I'm back in settings, and I can switch my account. I can go to Google Home. I can adjust the audio output. So all the settings you'd want, and I can update my remote, which I'm definitely going to need to do, but I'm not going to make you suffer through me doing that. So I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you. This is really pretty slick. It took a while to do the software update, and it takes a while to boot from power down. But I assume that when you're using it, you just leave it in a sleep mode, and then it wakes up super fast and you're ready to go again. One more quick demo before I'm done. I'm going to show you how Chromecast works. It is ridiculously easy. So I have YouTube up on my phone, and I'm just going to choose the cast button. And then I have something called Kitchen TV, and it brings up YouTube because that's where I was. And here I am, and I can even control the video from my phone. So that's how easy Chromecast is. And again, you can hear that the audio works just fine. Although I might have to watch this particular video. Let me jump back on camera. That's pretty slick. It's a very typical setup where there are always software updates. I still need to update the software on the remote. But once you get past that hurdle and just allocate like 10 or 15 minutes the first time, then you have an amazing little device that does a really nice job, and it's fully compatible with all of the streaming services that you want. I say that because there's a lot of streaming devices that don't work with Netflix. And there's a lot of video projectors that say, oh, we support all of your favorite streaming channels, footnote, except Netflix. So the fact that this works with all of those different services, very impressive. And yeah, I need to update the remote software. But speaking of the remote, here's a close-up so you can see all of the different buttons and everything. And you saw when I pushed that free TV button, it gave me access to hundreds of free streaming channels. None of this requires a subscription. Now, if you want Netflix, you need a Netflix account. If you want HBO Max, you need an HBO Max account. But there's a surprising amount of free content available on the streams or in the cloud, whatever you want to phrase it. But I can get Tubi, I can get PlutoTV. You saw a lot of these services have free options. Obviously, there's YouTube, which has an enormous library, including this very video. And you can do all of that and just live on a completely free streaming service. As long as you have decent internet connectivity, then you really don't need cable. You really don't need that dish TV satellite. You really don't need anything other than this little box and a TV to plug it into. How cool is that? And again, you know, this TV, this is a little Vizio, and it has its own Vizio OS. I don't know what they call it, but it has its own TV operating system. But I can use this instead, and then when I unplug it and plug it into a different device, it remembers its state. So everything I have going on this television doesn't help me when I'm in a different place and using a different TV. But this is small enough to travel with me. So it is pretty darn slick. There's a lot to like here, and this really is probably at this point the state of the art. This is probably the best budget unit out there. Will that be true in 3 to 6 months? Probably not, but for now, this is better than a Roku, better than an Apple TV, better than a Chromecast device from Google. It's simple, it's easy to set up, takes time, but it's easy to do, as you saw. And then it's really easy to work with. There aren't tons of switches or settings. There's no complexity here. It's really been boiled down to be really simple. And I have it plugged into a TV that's not a 4K TV, but if I had a huge 4K television, it would look crystal clear because it uses native 4K Ultra HD. So wins all around for Walmart. Really well done this time. So we do need to talk about the price. Before we get there, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button, hit that bell icon for notifications of my new content, and give me a thumbs up if you found this of value, and I certainly hope that you did. Great. This, plus this, is the Walmart ONN Google TV 4K Plus streaming device, and it is a remarkable $29.88 at walmart.com. I'm telling you, for under 30 bucks, this is the best thing you can plug into your television right now, and it's looking like it's going to be the champ. So that's what I got. I'm going to go back to finding something to watch, probably some sports, so I'll have to catch you in my next video.